Initially, when I got my bike, I said to myself, I am not going to take it out in any cold or wet. It's going to be, dry road conditions. And guess what? I couldn't keep to that. I miss it so much. So I'm well packed up and ready for an urban ride, the urban trails, the ones around our town. So here we go. Well, I had underestimated the condition of the paths. These little white things on the ground are actually above freezing snow bumps. They are frozen little rocks in the path that you go over, and it's not like soft snow where you would actually go through it. So I continued on anyway because most of the path looked pretty good. But then at a certain point I get to a hill. And I know that even if you're walking the path, going down that hill can be treacherous. It's very slippery. But I took it very slow and used my brakes, just cautiously applying the brakes a bit. And I actually managed to get down over this hill. Guess what? I forgot to hit record on a big section that I just did. So this is the old path. I was on the newer path, which is down over the hill there, which they finished up this year. The old path is still really good, and what I'm finding is that there's a lot of paths all around town that I'm able to connect up to and enjoy. So here comes a runner. Morning! I find that people look at me like, what is that? It's a bike. There's another part of an old path. But I like the paved part, especially during winter. It's not officially winter yet, not till December. And we had about a foot of snow, which all melted down finally after about several days. There's the pond, and the pond is actually freezing over. Wow. It's probably not very deep. So, you've heard of the Discovery Channel. This is not it. But you could call me Discovery Sue. This is Sue's Discovery Channel because I want to discover so many of the trails in town. There's such a amazing beauty with each season, and I wanted to try to embrace this winter season a little more. See the pond? Wow. Anyway, carry on. There is a CP rail trail which I went on previously during warmer weather. That's a bit of snow and ice. And they've extended it through town. At least they've pulled up all the rails. So I hope that eventually they put some gravel down there so they make it a nice walkable, rideable path. Here's a big hill, and it's so great that I have an e-bike because I can just change gears and get up the hill with no effort. Now sometimes I keep the bike in lower gear so that I can get the physical exercise. I saw a video of a guy, he did 43 kilometers on his bike just using the throttle. And he went to a campground, and when he got there, of course he plugged in his bike, his battery. So now the more urban part. So, since I think it might be a bit boring, I'm going to turn off the camera and just enjoy this part and come back maybe later. You know, one thing I was thinking about is that my hands are cold, so periodically I can put my hand in one of my pockets and it just sort of rests on my belly fat. And I was thinking, you know what, nature's way is that we do accumulate some fat around our body because it is an insulator. So there's a couple of reasons for gaining weight, especially as you age. And one is that your body is naturally building up some fat stores to help you if you become ill. Your body will use those up. I have a friend, she passed away with cancer. And she was a size 18, so she was a fair weight, let's say. And they said when she was diagnosed, you've got about 6 months. And she went probably a year and a half. And in part because her body was using up some of those fat stores. And we talked about that, we knew that. And we were able to have a longer extended time of just enjoying what days she had left. So body fat is there for a good reason. I'm not saying going out and eat a lot, but don't sweat it too much. Don't fret over it too much, because it's a useful, natural component of life. And that's my fat story for today. And my torque, the torque on my left wheel, can you hear it rattling? Wait a minute. Hear that? Okay, so I'll probably head back, make a shorter ride. But what happens is, and I actually bought some tools, the torque on my back wheel every once in a while needs a bit of tightening. It's great, the gears still shift, no problem, but then I get this clacking noise which drives me nuts. So I actually have my tools. I could pop off the cap and tighten it right now, which I might do, since I'm only partway into my ride, so I might do that. This is what I do. This little cap gets popped off. See if I can do that with one hand. I keep my tools in my bag now. Keep a bunch of stuff in there. So I pop off the cap. And in there, I take my tool, this guy, and I just get in here and tighten this up. And hopefully that does it for today. Well, that worked. It's quiet again. I think all the bumps I go through just tends to knock it off. So now I carry my tools and I can tighten it up and enjoy my ride. This is the stuff you learn when you have an e-bike. I didn't realize that I would be purchasing a number of things, and it's a big learning curve in terms of maintenance. And I'm the kind of person, just checking my view here, car coming. I'm the kind of person, I don't like to take things into the shop to get repaired. I like to do it myself. That's my independence. Now I'm gonna have to stop here because there's a car and they're like, what the heck is that? I know, another car. Any more cars? Nope. Now I'm going over to a section of the road it's been closed off. And I can't get into it because of snow. Oh well, here we go, bump, bump. And that's it for right now. So this street is a big long section that has been closed off and not accessible to cars, but you can ride your bike on it, and it has designated bike lanes. And on the other side of town, they've got the other end of this street called Hanson. And finally, I can see that they're going to be working on connecting them up. And when they do, for us, it will be a great roundabout for getting around town and getting to some of the shops and things that we want. They're way over that hill. Otherwise, we have to take this zigzag route. I've always said there's no direct route to some of the shops. So, look at that. They're actually working on. It'll be probably another year, but at least they've got that option coming. Now this is going to be a bit bumpy, but you can just see this whole big section that is I'll show you the blocked off area. It's blocked off by these big cement abutment guys. So absolutely no cars can come down around through here, which is great. And it's a nice little free section. I wonder how many kids come around here to use this. Oh, there's a path. I must go on it. Straight ahead. Bump, bump. I'm going on this path. Oh, darn. I did it again. I forgot to turn on my video. Okay. I'll do this the second time round. I just discovered this path. I'm going to investigate it in a minute. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you the abutment. And it's going to be shaky because that's just the nature of this part of the video. Sorry. So there is the abutment, and there's a little spot for me to go through, and then this street is a good length, and no cars can come on it because there's blocked off on both ends. And as I said, they are working on extending it to the other section that's already in the go, and they have these lovely bike lanes on them. Now I'm gonna go back. Oh, there's my torque again. All right, I'll investigate just a little bit of this other path that I saw. I've never seen it before. See, so many paths to discover. So this particular path goes all the way around this pond. And I was going to do it again, but no. What's happening for me is I'm discovering all these paths. And then if I just want to do an urban ride on paved pathways and that, I can do it. And then I just link them all up. And enjoy the ride, get the exercise of the ride. Boy, I missed it. I probably had, I don't know, a couple of weeks, no ride. And I was dreaming about it last night. So I have a friend, she just bought a bike, $1,200. And it's not an e-bike, but it's what she wanted. And she'll be able to do these paths. She just moved to Ontario. And she said she's just like waking up every morning and thinking and dreaming about her bike and all. I said, that's exactly how I have felt. It's a great time. It's about getting out in nature, and hopefully whatever the weather is. I wanted to embrace the winter more this year. And sometimes Ontario winters can be fairly mild, not too much snow. And sometimes you can get pummeled with snow, like last year, 5 feet, and I dug a hole and put my tent out there. I'll do that again this year if it snows that much. Okay, I'm gonna finish my ride, and this is it for you guys. So if you ever want more, just let me know. Well, that was a great wintry, cold e-bike ride, and I hope you enjoyed coming along. And gosh, one thing I noticed when I got off the bike, my legs were like tree trunks. Not that I know what it's like to walk on tree trunks or with tree trunks, but you know what I mean. Next time I'm gonna have to get my Roots sweatpants on, I think. Anyways, my friend said when she bought her bike, she said, well, at least it's just a one-time purchase, that's it. I said, are you kidding? I got a phone holder, I got a new seat, I had to buy some tools, and get some gloves, and now I'm thinking I gotta get some decent pants, I gotta get some hand warmers. There's always something, but that is part of the fun of life. Cheers.